Well, it's almost time to say goodbye to winter and hello to spring. The days are getting longer, the air warmer, and everything is starting to thaw. We can definitely feel the subtle shift of the seasons. But along with the rise in temperature, we also get strong biting north winds. And while these winds are perfect for opening the windows and letting in a fresh breeze, they also bring challenges. It is our last week here at the cabin in the great state of Montana, and we're snowed in. There's a certain spot on our road where when the wind blows, it drifts all the way across the road. Yesterday, when Keith was trying to blow it in our little tractor, the tractor broke down. What happened to the tractor? It just quit working?
That's not the tractor, it's the... Well, this right here. This is the problem. So it should look like that.
Oh, okay. Show me the other one?
But the one we were using looks like that.
Oh, it's all chewed up.
Mm-hmm.
You have another one?
We have two shafts, which have two gearboxes, which have two of those gears. But one shaft is broken, and the other gear is broken. So if we swap the gear onto the other shaft, then maybe we'll have something happening. But we gotta smooth this out to get it off.
And there's Jane, y'all. Remember we brought her back from Texas, but the ground is too cold to bury her, so we put her up there in storage.
Going?
Yeah.
So we called the county, tried to get them up here to grade the road, and nobody's answered yet. It is Monday morning, so hopefully they'll come soon, because we can't get out. If there was an emergency, we'd have to snowmobile down to a neighbor and ask him for a ride to town. We're basically one of the only houses up past where it drifts, so us and this one other family way up the hill are the only ones that struggle with this. Well, you're going to put fuel in it, but battery's dead on the truck. Uh-oh. Was that me? Was I in this last? So it has been a little bit of a struggle just the last few weeks up here. The weather has been rough. We've got lots and lots of snow. Now we're snowed in. But I was on a Blue Water Cruising women's call last night, and there was a woman on a monohaul with her family, and she was just really struggling. She was like, they've been on the boat for, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 months. And she said everything has been a challenge. The weather comes in, they have to move, their kids make friends, and then those friends leave or something, and then their stuff on their boat breaks all the time. And I was telling her, that's not just boat life. It's the same in any lifestyle, especially an unconventional lifestyle. Things break, your tractor breaks, you get snowed in. Even though we're in a winter wonderland, a winter paradise, there's still things that are a challenge. I just encourage you guys, if any of you out there are thinking about buying a boat or moving into an RV or doing something, unconventional, unusual, there's going to be challenges, and hopefully you'll overcome those challenges as time goes by. Yeah, I guess the alternative would be that we all live in a city with all the conveniences. You know, the movie WALL-E at the very end, where they're all like in their little electronic chairs. They don't have to get up, they don't have to do anything, and they're all like extremely obese. I guess that's the alternative. I mean, at least we're moving, we're breathing the air, showing our children how we handle controversy, how we handle conflict, struggles, challenges. So anyway, just a little shout out for Blue Water Cruising. We have a fantastic women's group. I love it. We do calls once a month. It's really cool. And I think there's every Thursday now, there's like a live chat or workshop or something. I don't know. I'll put the link in the description, and yeah, check it out if you want. Okay, you think we have enough gas to get up there? Now, if we get up there and run out of gas, I don't need any more content like that, babe. We're just gonna go check and see if the county's graded yet. Of all the 4 seasons up here, spring is my least favorite. As the snow melts, everything gets muddy and nasty and slushy, and the wind blows the snow onto the road, making the roads completely impassable.
Right there.
5 feet? Right over there, you mean?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's the road, y'all. Right there. driving through that. We've only been out here one other time, I think, when we were stuck. We tried to get out and we couldn't. And that was probably, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
A long time ago. Keith is gonna buy a bigger tractor whenever we save up enough money. How come we can't take the truck on the trail we made with chains?
Should hit you behind center. Look how deep that is.
Oh my
That's
God.
4 foot deep there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty deep. That's a lot of snow. Here's where the tractor made it to before it crapped out on him. But you said even if your tractor works, there's no way you can get that. It's just too small of a tractor.
Yeah.
Too big of a snow pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need more snow fence. We've gotten so much sun lately that there's a nice crust on top of the snow now. So hopefully it'll stop blowing and just melt.
The problem is there's no room to pile the snow, so the county piles the snow.
Eee.
The county piles the snow on the downwind side, so the snow just fills into the height of the county's pile,
Yeah.
and then it just gets unpassable.
So if he piled it over here on this side,
It would go over.
that would kind of be a wall to keep it from drifting.
Yeah.
This is just one of the many challenges, or inconveniences rather, of living in such a remote area. But we are perfectly fine with it. We're able to stay busy with hobbies or filming and editing until the county comes out with their huge machines to clear the road. We really had no idea how deep the snow was on the road. It's only bad like this for about a mile, and we call this the miserable mile. Clearing it is actually a very slow process and took them a couple of hours on this particular evening to clear it enough for us to make it through. They came back the next day to widen it and make it passable for 2 cars.
He's almost there. Get a little bit more.
Just a little bit at a time.
Ranger.
Jack.
This is Montana,
This
boys and girls.
is Montana.
If you come to my ranch in the wintertime and you're not invited, you probably don't need to be up here.
And that's huge. That's got to be at least.
Well, the
11
snow
foot tall?
level's actually right here.
Yeah, he pushed it over there.
Yeah.
That is some snow, baby. Go back. Well, we just got the road cleared. Thought it was spring. And now that snow is falling again. Goodness gracious. I have to say I've had enough of Mr. Winter, that's for sure. Here we are, podcast number 2.
Not a podcast.
Oh, not a podcast.
No, we're just talking.
Anti-podcast number 2.
Podcasts are live and they last for 2-3 hours.
And we don't edit them.
These are highly edited.
Because I can't not edit Keith Whitaker.
So, me and Renee, last night at the ranch, we are getting ready to head to Dallas, where Kate gets her driver's license,
Yes.
and then drive to Florida, where we'll leave my truck, and fly to
Puerto Rico where we get the boat, and then we'll be off into the Bahamas for the next 2 or 3 months, and then we're going to take the boat up to Hatteras, Cape Hatteras, go kiting there, and then we're going to find a place, just, stay on the East Coast.
But Kate is going with us, and she's going to help us get the boat up to where we're going.
What are we talking
about?
about?
Trump and Zelensky?
Oh my gosh, that just aired.
That just happened like an hour ago. Or...
Yeah. We're not going to talk politics here today.
No politics.
I told you guys we're going to be talking about things that are dear to my heart. The way people respond, the way people act. I love the study of that. I like watching people. I like that. And one of the things that we've instilled in our kids is to be credible. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. Me and Renee, we've been around many people when we go to boat anchorages, and we say, hey, where'd you come from? Oh, we come from that island over there. Oh, it's amazing. It's just wonderful. That anchorage was super nice. Oh, the diving was unbelievable. Well, me and Renee get real excited. We fire up the engines or put up the sails. We sail over to this anchorage, drop the hook. Corals washed out, bleached out, dead. Waves are lapping in there 3 feet high. The boats are rocking, and we're looking at each other thinking, what did we miss?
Their standard of amazing diving is very different.
It's very different.
We went to this restaurant.
How was the food? Oh, it was amazing. Me and Renee show up there at that restaurant, and there's critters crawling out of the food. They have been so programmed to say positive things all the time. Don't offend nobody. Don't say anything to any. Don't do anything to offend anybody. And always affirm. Affirmation, affirmation, affirmation. If everything is good about a person and everything is great about a person, there's no credibility. I was on the ski slope the other day, and I hired a ski instructor to kind of help me get better at going down through the trees and stuff like that. And this guy, totally great guy, totally great ski instructor. Not a good ski instructor for me, but a good ski instructor for most people. Because this guy couldn't tell you one bad thing. He had no bad words to say. I said, how am I doing? He said, man, you're doing great. Wow, you're fantastic. And I went there to learn. I went there, I wanted to learn something. And after a couple of runs, I said, well, man, you're doing great. You're just perfect. And I said, so I'm ready to go ski the World Cup? I mean, that's what you're making me feel like. I can ski the World Cup right now? He goes, well, no, you're not there. And I said, listen, brother. For me, I need you to say, you're sucking at that turn right there. Yeah. You're not doing that right. You suck at it. You need to pull your head out of your butt and focus, laser focus, and get that ski right there where it needs to be and do X, Y, and Z and do it exactly like I'm telling you. And I will respond to that with, okay, I know what I need to do. Instead of, you're so wonderful.
Well, there's a difference in the movie Whiplash. I don't know if you've seen Whiplash.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's kind of the extreme of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think there is a good medium in there where you give people your honest feedback.
Direct.
For instance, Kate draws. She's an amazing artist. And I was around some people, and we were talking about Kate's drawings, and they freaked out when I said, well, that's not my favorite. And they're like, you can't tell her that. And
why
said,
wouldn't
well,
you tell?
she values my opinion. She wants to know what I like and which ones I don't like and which ones are better and where she can improve. And
if your opinion's always just false positivity,
yeah, everything's amazing. You're fantastic.
Then I can't trust what you're telling me. I can't trust what you're telling me at all. Credibility and being a credible person is a big issue. And we want to be that way with people, and we want people to be that way with us. The other thing that goes along with credibility, everybody's heard the term good job.
Good job.
Good job. They're getting paid to do their job. Do it. If you do something above and beyond your job, then you can get some good compliments and you say, hey, I appreciate you looking beyond your job and doing X, Y, and Z. That was impressive.
I don't agree with kindergarten graduations or
participation,
junior high graduation, participation trophy, where there's no winner, there's no loser. People are afraid to ruffle feathers. Nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings or offend anybody.
It was funny. We were around some people a while back and we were doing something and they were doing something for me and they didn't do a good job. They didn't even do the job. They tried, and they were trying to get it done. And instead of filling them full of a bunch of crap, I said, "You guys put in a good effort.
Good effort.
Good effort, but you didn't do the job.
Failed.
You failed. Good effort, but you failed. That's a nice way of saying it. Good effort, but you failed.
Yeah. So somebody sent in a comment asking your opinion on Nikki and Jason, Gone with the Winds, their new HH boat.
HH has made some great boats, and Nikki and Jason, they're dear friends of ours. But I don't know any more about their deal with HH or what they're going through on their boat or anything behind the scenes because I'm sure they're under NDAs and we just don't talk shop like that. As a CEO and owner of companies in the past, I had to rely on my employees to build products, to make things and do a job. Hudson, I don't know what his first name is, HH, the Hudson guy that owns like 5 or 6 different companies. He has to hire the best management team, the president, CEO, vice presidents that he can hire to make sure his products get produced right. You know, back when I was in the oil and gas business, aviation industries, I always told my customers, I can't promise you we're not going to screw up. I can't promise you I'm going to give you a 100% perfect product, because I'm relying on human hands. I'm relying on the people X, Y, and Z down the pipeline to make sure they do things right. What I can promise you is that I will stand behind our product. No matter what, I will stand behind the product. I will, if they mess up, I will make it right. And I will make it right to your satisfaction, even if it means costing me money.
Yeah.
They had a lot of problems with the boat. Obviously, they've had lots of issues with the boat. And so when I look at that, I say, well, and if I put my HH hat on, we're going to get that fixed. And they think they get something fixed, and then there's something else that breaks down. And then they think they get that fixed, and then there's something else that breaks down. And so it's just this long cascade. And eventually you've got to just pull the plug and say, listen, we got to get them a new boat, or we got to give them their money back and just say, man, we messed up. And they did that. HH put a video out. But now that would be okay for a normal person who was cruising and they bought a boat from you and they weren't trying to make a living. Mm-hmm. Well, when you partner with a YouTuber,
public face,
and we're trying to make we're not having to make a living at it, but Nikki and Jason, I know they make a living from YouTubing. Yeah. They're not retired. They didn't sell any companies. They're trying to make a living. And so when their content is about sailing, and that's the main premise of their content is sailing content, and their boats broke down in a marina for 6 months to a year or 18 months, and they can't sail, as an owner of a company, and as the way I did business, I believe HH failed in one area. They let that get too far. They should have long before that said, here's a check for your trouble. Yeah. Here's a check for this. We'll give the boat back. We'll get you a new boat, and we're sorry. We've got to get our stuff fixed. When the question was, what do you think about the Nikki and Jason's boat? I think HH makes great boats. But I think there's times when management, when a guy like Hudson hires people, he's at the mercy of those guys he hires. If I saw any issues with HH, it's probably at this point in time, it's their management team is not where it needs to be. And out of all the yachting companies out there, there's only one company that has the best customer service, and that's Exquisite Yachts. Thomas over there, they have an outstanding, and once again, he's not paying me to say that. I don't have an exquisite boat. I'm not getting an exquisite boat. But that guy, I've heard it time and time again from his customers, he spares no expense in taking care of that customer service issue. And I think HH was taking care of the customer service issue. They were just trying to get everything going over and over and over and over and again. And now
everything's public.
And it's taken too long.
Yeah.
And there comes a point where somebody should have just said, give them their money back or compensate them for all the lost revenue they've had for not being able to make videos and stuff like that. And I think that was a failure on HH's part for sure, from the management team. But I think HH makes great boats? Absolutely. They make fabulous machines. I think that boat of Nikki and Jason's would probably, they're going to get it fixed one day. Somebody's going to get that boat. And it's going to be a great boat. It's going to be a nice boat. All the problems are going to be fixed on it.
Cool. Speaking of boats, we will be back on the boat in 1 week from today. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but hopefully the next clip or the next video will actually be on our boat.
Just to wrap this up with the boat thing is, if you're buying new boats, if you're buying used boats, no matter who you're doing business with, what it is, make sure you deal with somebody who understands customer support and standing behind their product and taking the high road when it comes to that. That's the big deal. It's just deal with people who have credibility and will stand behind their product and make it right, even if it costs them money. Once again, we're heading to the boat. We're going to be on the boat. We're leaving tomorrow, and we'll be on the boat by the end of the next week. And we're going to have some sailing videos coming your way. What? Back to sailing. Or for those of you who hate us, motorboating. Putting those engines on and motoring up the coast. Yes, sir. Once again, we look forward to seeing you guys out there on the water.